bee in a colony of bees so that you can install them in an observation hive for your experiments. It's going to be a little bit interesting because of course I'm quarantining at home during COVID-19, so I don't have access to all the materials and supplies that I usually would, but we're going to do our best. Okay, so let's walk through the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a package funnel, 2 packages like what you would buy package bees in that have lids, a queen cage to keep the queen safe. You're going to need a little bit of PVC pipe that's 2 inches in diameter, a lot of Ziploc sandwich bags, your label kit with the number labels, and a lot of different colors of acrylic paint pens. Bright colors work best, of course, to be able to see them inside the hive. Blue ice, like a freezer pack for your lunchbox. You probably need several of those. A refrigerator to chill the bees. Toothpicks and glue for adding the labels to the bees. Sometimes label kits will come with their own glue, but carpenter's wood glue also works. And then of course you're going to need about 2,500 bees, maybe 3,000, whatever you need to fill up your observation hive and their queen. So I'm quarantining at home. I don't have a lot of the materials on hand that I would use for this demonstration, so we're going to look at my artwork on this whiteboard instead, and I'm going to talk you through the basic process. Then I do have some hands-on stuff that I can show you later on. But anyway, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your hive and find the queen and put her in a queen cage by herself for safekeeping. Then you're going to take the frames of bees that you want to collect for your observation hive and shake them through a package funnel into the first of your 2 bee packages that you have. This one you will have outfitted with that little piece of PVC pipe to make a nozzle that you can pour small batches of bees out of into little plastic bags as you need them. When you're not using the nozzle, you should shove a cork into it or a piece of paper towel or something so that your bees don't escape. Next, you're going to decant small numbers of bees, like 8 to 10, into individual Ziploc sandwich bags. I would just do like a few bags at a time. And you want to arrange these bees in there so that they don't all clump together, so squeeze out most of the air from the bag. You need a single layer of bees, because otherwise they'll clump together in the fridge and keep each other warm, and the cold anesthetization process won't work properly. So take your bags of bees, maybe like 2 or 3 at a time, put them in the fridge for several minutes, and keep an eye on them, because of course your goal is not to kill the bees, it's just to cold anesthetize them. And once they're still, it usually takes a few minutes, once they're still you can pull them out and move on to the next step. After your bees are cold anesthetized, you can dump them out on some blue ice. That's like freezer packs that you would use in a cooler or a lunchbox, something like that. This is just to keep them cold while you work with them. So dump them out on there. It's nice to put down some paper towel or maybe a little bit of styrofoam or something on top of the ice so that the bees don't get all wet while you're working with them. And then you can start marking them. Now, something to know about your labels is, of course, they go 0 to 99 or 1 to 99. And some of them, if they're applied sideways or upside down or something, can be confused with other numbers. So you can either get rid of numbers that could potentially be confused for each other. So for example, 66 could look very much like 99 and get confusing if the label were put on sideways. So either get rid of those from your pack of labels and anything else that could potentially look like another number if it were upside down, or you can just be very detail-oriented about making sure that all of your labels are always applied right side up on the bees, which is easier said than done, in my opinion, but you could do it that way. When you label your bees, you do it like this. So you take an acrylic paint pen and place a mark on the bee's abdomen. Be careful you don't paint her wings, or she won't be able to fly. Give her a color there, and then you give her a number tag on her thorax. So this bee's unique identity would be red, blue, 3. You read the color on the abdomen first, and then the color of the tag, and then the number on the tag. So red, blue, 3. And depending on how many bees you need to mark, you're going to need a lot of different color combinations of abdomen paint and number labels, but usually number labels come in packs of 5 colors, and you can get a lot of different Sharpie paint pens in a lot of different colors, so that should be no problem for you. After you've marked the bee, take her to your second package, which is empty. This is the recovery chamber for the bees as they wake up from their cold anesthetization. You should hang the queen cage in there so that she's with them, and it could be nice to put in a little feeder of sugar water or something as well so that they have something to eat as they recover. Once you've marked all the bees, you can take that package and install it in your observation hive just like you would if you were using a new package of bees that you had gotten from a supplier. And you're done. Okay, I've got my baggie, and let's go get some bees. Okay, so for the purposes of the demonstration, I only caught 2 bees, but you would be doing this with like maybe 10 bees at a time. You'll notice I squeezed most of the air out of this bag so that the bees wouldn't be able to clump together. And now that they're in here, I'm gonna take them inside and put them in the refrigerator for a few minutes until they are still. All right, so it's been about 2 or 3 minutes since I put these bees into the fridge. Since there was just a couple of them, I think they chilled down faster than a group of bees would. But see how still they are, and now they're ready to work with. So let's take them over to our workstation. All right, so I'm gonna put these anesthetized bees onto my ice. I don't have any blue ice at home apparently, so I am using a bag of frozen peas. That works too. And as you can see, that's helping them stay nice and cool while I get ready to work with them. Now over here, I have my other supplies. I've got an acrylic paint pen. It's always good to test this out on some surface before you start applying it to your bees, just to make sure the tip is wet so you don't poke them. So I got that ready to go. Most bee label kits will come with some sort of glue, like gum balsam or maybe shellac, to apply the labels. I don't have such a kit, so I am going to use this wood glue, which is fine. A little bit of glue. And I made myself some little number tags since I don't have a tag kit. There they are. And I also am really phoning this in today, but I also don't have any toothpicks, so I will be using the end of this cocktail umbrella. So we take our first bee. She's starting to wake up, but don't worry about that. And the first thing we do, hold her like this. You don't want to squeeze her. She's pretty fragile, but just grip her firmly between your fingers. And we're going to give her a stripe of paint on the end of her abdomen. You might need to prime your tip again. There we go. And don't paint the wings. She won't be able to fly. And then on her thorax, right in between her 2 wings, you're going to add your little number sticker. So take a little glue, apply it to the label. We've got some glue on the label, we're holding the bee, and we put the sticker on the bee. Now we have red, yellow, 1. Grab our next bee here. By marker cap. Give her a nice little dot of paint right here on the abdomen. And her glue. I like to apply the glue to the label directly, and then the label to the bee. I think that's the easiest way. Just like that. So now we have red, yellow, 2. Now she's still waking up. I'm going to put her in the recovery chamber. Of course, you'd be using a big package or something, but since I'm just doing a couple bees, this is fine. And after she's awake, I can put her back in the hive. Okay, so as you can see, this bee is now awake. She's fully recovered. She's wearing her fake number label, and she's got her paint and everything, so she's ready to go back into the hive. And now you have an entirely marked colony of bees. Good luck with your experiment. Tune in next week where I'll be showing you how to crochet individual sweaters for all of your bees so that they can stay warm during the winter.